Lurking deep within the shadows of our Earth, gigantic beasts roam about, some within the dark ocean depths, while others might just be outside your own front door. Have you ever seen a basking shark before? The extremely abnormal sea creature with a mouth that can stretch almost 1 meter across. It may not even look like it, but inside their giant gullets they harbor up to 1,500 tiny needle-like teeth. The upper parts of their mouth contain 6 rows of these bad boys, while the bottom parts contain 9. If a fish or organism is small enough, they're able to eat their prey without even having to chew them. Because of their gigantic mouths, they are able to filter up to 2,000 gallons of water a day through their gills. You can find these guys pretty much anywhere in the ocean, whether it be at the top during the summer months or at the bottom during the winter at around 3,000 feet below the surface. They can live up to around 50 years and can grow to around 11 meters long and weigh up to 9,000 pounds. Basking sharks are surprisingly quite slow as well, with their top speed being recorded at only 4 kilometers per hour. Their fins are quite popular though for a very infamous soup, and because it takes a long time for females to produce pups, they are now considered an endangered species. The giant squid, not to be mistaken for the colossal squid though. How does a gigantic squid survive in a deep sea environment where food is scarce? Well, scientists believe that deep sea creatures that live in colder environments have evolved to grow larger to adapt to the freezing temperatures. Something bigger mass equals less space for heat exchange to occur. Another theory is that the bigger you are, the more distance you cover while traveling, and the more distance you cover means less energy is being used to find food. Because they're not studied enough, scientists aren't really sure as to how old they can actually get, with the oldest one ever being recorded reaching an age of 14 years old. But even then, researchers are wondering if they can grow even older. Nobody knows where they lay their eggs, how they hatch, how long they're incubated for, and our only guess right now is that the male giant squids touch tentacles with the females and, well, the rest is history. Alright, but how big can they actually get? Well, the biggest speculation on record is 20 meters long based on some squid beaks found in the stomach of whales, but new research is thinking realistically it might actually be around 12 to 13 meters. Before I forget to mention, they also love to wrestle with whales. The shoebill stork, a terrifying prehistoric looking bird that can grow up to 4.5 feet tall. It's also a part of the pelican family and not the stork lineage, and has been around for about 65 million years. The shoebill's flapping while in flight is considered to be one of the slowest in the world, only bringing in 150 flaps per minute. I don't know, to me that's still pretty fast. They do, however, have the 3rd longest beak in the world, giving them the ability to not only hunt fish, but also smaller crocodiles. The shoebill's hunting is also extremely off-putting. With the help of its razor-sharp teeth, they are actually able to get a clean bite off their prey before consuming the animal whole. Their teeth chattering is horrific, and because of how big and spacious their mouths are, they emit a clattering sound much similar to that of a very specific item I cannot name here. The sound also helps in mating, but I don't know, if I heard a guy trying to make that sound, I'd run the other way. Despite the females being able to lay 2 eggs, usually the siblings often fight each other for food, with only one of them coming out as the victor. Did you know that giant stingrays are related to sharks? Cause I sure didn't. But they are surprisingly both part of the same group of cartilaginous fish. Both the stingray and shark have skeletons that are supported by cartilage, and their skin textures are almost the same. Maybe that can also explain why some of them grow so freakishly large like a shark. Would you be shocked to discover that it's the female stingrays that grow into gigantic sea monsters? The females can get to as big as 1.23 meters across and weigh up to around 5 pounds, and live as long as 22 years. They are called stingrays for a reason, by the way, with the end of their thin tails containing 1 to 3 venomous barbs, causing immense pain and sometimes infections if not treated properly. The stingray will keep its little barb tail upward out of the sand while they sleep in in it, making it a little troublesome for people trying to enjoy the beach. If you are ever unsure about a stingray in the area, they say do the Stingray shuffle to cause vibrations that will alert the stingray of your presence. The Titanoboa. Although extinct in our time, this monster was the largest snake to have ever existed 60 million years ago. The estimation, based on the fossil they found back in Cerrejón in 2002, on its length was around 40 to 50 feet long. It was supposedly an apex predator living in the ancient tropical rainforest, which the desolate lands of Cerrejón actually used to be. Its weight was speculated to be heavier than a small car or an adult male polar bear. With its enormous size, it's easy to guess what type of diet this snake probably had, ranging from fish to even giant alligators, or sometimes even other giant snakes, depending. What scientists speculate about the Titanoboa all come from their descendants, the anacondas and the boa constrictors. Much like these snakes, the Titanoboa would wrap around its prey and trap it into an extremely tight hug to cut off any oxygen, rendering its prey unconscious before it starts to devour it. The Titanoboa teeth, however, were specifically designed to puncture through any tough scales its meals would have, ensuring that they couldn't escape its grasp. The evolution from the Titanoboa to anacondas and boas today is still a bit of a mystery. The ocean sunfish are just straight up weird and scary, from both their abnormal appearance to their equally abnormal lifestyle. Let's start from the obvious. They love to sunbathe closer to the surface, hence given the name. They will lounge about the ocean surface for up to half the day, which is actually used to help regulate their body temperature. Sunfish usually often hunt down below, so they gotta warm themselves up before they take another plunge down into the ocean depths. Usually, you'll catch them around 160 to 650 feet below, but some researchers have actually found them to go further than 2,600 feet below the surface. They are extremely beefy boys, weighing up to around 5,000 pounds depending on the environment. And to put it into perspective, the average pickup truck weighs only around 4,000 pounds. The female sunfish lays more eggs than any other animal in the world, for reasons I have no idea, but they will push out 300 million eggs at one time. My guess is that maybe the reproductive cycle of sunfish are quite slow, so by creating so many at once, it boosts the chance of their species continuing on. The infamous doomsday fish, or also known as the oarfish. They are the world's largest bony fish, growing up to about 56 feet in length and weighing up to around 600 pounds. They are an extremely rare fish, keeping their existence hidden within the deep, dark depths of the ocean, 3,280 feet to be exact. However, because of their rare appearances, researchers have speculated that they are the origin of many different ancient folklores when it came to sea monsters. Seeing an oarfish wash up along your sandy beaches have also given rise to an ancient legend about them representing upcoming doom. Back in 2011, Japan witnessed 20 oarfish washing up along their shores before a record-breaking tsunami hit them. They're rarely ever studied though, and the only information that scientists currently have about them is when they either get caught inside of nets or washed ashore when they're close to passing on. What gigantic animal do you know about that hasn't been talked about on this channel? Let me know down below, and I will see you all in the next video.